Over the last few videos, we've been discussing the power of waiting with God. He's shown me so many things through the waiting process. And as I was putting yesterday's video together, he started listing out the periods of waiting in my life. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years. He touched my heart as he started to bring back each event in my life. After losing our son David at 23 weeks into my pregnancy because of a large fibroid tumor, 5 years later, I gave birth to our amazing daughter Amanda. But this pregnancy was not without problems. When I was 6 months into the pregnancy, I began having seizures. The doctors were able to manage the seizures with medication, and Amanda was born several months later and was a bundle of joy. But over the next 10 years, I suffered with these grand mal seizures that only took place while I slept. In our Bible study one Sunday morning, my husband asked them to pray because I had just had another seizure. But there was a couple that was visiting and had been visiting for the last few weeks. When my husband asked everyone to pray, she looked at us, told us to talk to her afterwards because she had our answer. She worked for a neurologist that she knew would be able to help me. Over the next year of testing, under the guidance of my new neurologist, Dr. Rogers, she, along with a team of doctors, determined that brain surgery would be my answer. It would cure the seizures. But this surgery would not be without risks. But God, through the surgery, did cure the seizures after 10 years. But I was left with no short-term memory. Now struggling to remember people's names, the companies that they work for, or even things that were just said to me in a conversation. This all left me not wanting to have any part in networking anymore at all. But when the time was right, God started connecting me with key players in companies that were amazing in the networking world. After now suffering with health issues for 15 years, God would spend the next 5 years making unique connections and getting me back out there to pour into people's lives as I would be networking again. It took many connections to happen before I would be invited to a Steve Hopper event. And at the 20-year mark, Steve and I would begin coaching. But just like my amazing flute teacher, who had graduated from Juilliard, she told me she had wished that I had met her before my first year in high school, so that she could have had more years to pour into me. The years that I had with her were powerful and have blessed my life in so many ways. But just like my flute teacher, we all wish that things would happen faster in our lives. But we can always trust God's perfect timing. He truly knows what's best for us. So in your long periods of waiting, know that God is on the move. He's working on your behalf. Trust the waiting process with him. Thank you so much for joining me today. God bless you guys. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys tomorrow.